listen to us. She could no longer deny that this infiltrator was a real threat. She decided to take everyone in, on her terms. The shelter was on high alert, but thanks to the intel I gathered in Pasadena, we slowed the advance of the Annihilation line and gained some time. Just enough to start preparing the counterattack.
Sergeant?
At ease.
Well, look at you, Sergeant. When you helped us in Pasadena the other day, I was trying really hard not to panic because you were only a private. Sorry for underestimating you. I guess I should salute or something?
How's Patrick?
Every day a little better. Aaron says he'll be back on his feet in no time. She's done a great job with him. I wish I could repay her somehow. It just doesn't seem that she needs anything.
Getting ready for another scavenging run?
No, I just came out here to catch my breath. Baron is giving us the entire evening off, believe it or not.
Doesn't sound like her. I need to report to Baron.
Rivers, DN 46890.
The commander is expecting you in the control room, Sergeant.
Maraschino cherries again. Where do they keep finding this shit?
I don't get it. How did they bring that buggy down here?
Hey, I'm just catching up with Mark. I'll get back to work in a couple of minutes. You won't tell, right? But no, seriously, you won't tell, right?
I'm going out soon. I haven't made my daily quota yet. I still have 3 more rats to catch. If you see one, let me know, okay?
Need anything?
Can I see your hardware?
Are you alright?
Me? Honey, I'm about the most well-adjusted person in this goddamn place. It's the others you should be concerned about.
You mean Ryan?
Ryan ain't so hot either, but that's another story.
Jennifer?
I'm worried about her. I'm the one that asked Baron to give her team a little break. Jennifer's been busy scavenging supplies for the soldiers, and she hardly had time to see Patrick. And now she's finally got a day off. She's avoiding him like the plague.
How's Patrick doing?
He's fine, but it wouldn't kill you if you checked on him yourself.
Is there anything you need?
No. I have to say the Resistance is pretty well supplied. Don't tell me you miss running errands for me. I don't believe that for a second.
And what about something other than medicine?
Honey, I'm not shy. I'll let you know if I need anything, okay? But thank you for asking.
Take care. How are you doing?
Good. Erin's going to let me leave in a couple of days. Thanks for bringing that chalk. I've been drawing a lot. I'd be so bored without it.
How do you like living in the shelter?
There's a lot of people here. I like that. I heard a funny joke yesterday. You want to hear it?
Yeah, tell me.
What's brown and sticky? A stick!
That's funny.
I know, right?
How's Jennifer?
She's out a lot, but I understand. She's a scavenger.
I have to go.
It's getting more and more crowded in here.
Yeah, just means more mouths to feed.
Alvin lost his spider scout again.
Man, I saw it crawling through the shelter earlier. Almost gave me a heart attack.
You wanted to see me.
You're finally here. Good. I have a special task for you. I want you to head downtown to check on the doctor.
Doctor?
Alvin. He's out there making sure that our defense systems are working properly. Ever since we went radio silent, I had a small team of trustworthy messengers maintaining communication between our outposts. They haven't returned, so I want you to go downtown and see why that happened. Could be nothing, but Connor doesn't want any hiccups while he's up there in North Division preparing the attack on Skynet's central core.
Is there a problem with the radio?
The Annihilation line is within spitting distance of downtown. We suspect that Skynet will be intercepting all transmissions from that location. So for now, we're going radio silent. That's why I need you to go there personally.
Central core?
Skynet's main reactor, the source of all their power. We shut down the central core, we shut down Skynet. Connor's preparing the attack as we speak, so you understand we can't have any critical complications at this stage.
If you don't mind me asking, how did you end up here?
Excuse me if I act a little surprised, Sergeant. But no one in here thinks it's wise to ask their superior personal questions. But since you did, I'll humor you. So, how did I get here? The same way you did. I was born, raised, and given a gun. We don't really have a say in what we do we? Or do I assume too much? Was it any different for you? Why do you fight, Sergeant?
It's the right thing to do.
There's nothing noble in what we do. Humans were fighting humans since the beginning of time. It just so happens that right now we have a common enemy. If it wasn't for the machines, we'd probably be fighting each other.
If that's how you view humanity, are we even worth fighting for?
I'm just doing whatever it takes to survive. Saving humanity is just a bonus. Besides, I'm not a fighter. When I go out there in the middle of the night with my Westinghouse, I'm not looking for a fight. I look to seek and conquer. I'm not a fighter. I'm a bully.
Who wants to be a bully?
Believe me, there will come a time when you'll become whatever you need to be to survive. No one ever stands up to bullies. But I have to admit, it has its downsides. One of them being that no one ever asks me a personal question. At least not since Para died. So congratulations, Rivers. Takes guts to stand up to a bully. I guess since your promotion, you got a little more cocky. Good for you.
Hey Ryan, how's everything?
Exactly as you would imagine. Baron's keeping me busy. They weren't kidding when they said she's a hard ass.
What did you hear?
A lot of rumors going around of how she's sending insubordinate workers to the front line. And by insubordinate, I mean people who ain't willing to work 18 hours a day. Every day.
What happened after you started your camp?
Honestly, not that much. At least not in the beginning. When we gave up on the idea of getting in touch with anyone, we just tried to adapt. Temperatures fell, we had to scavenge for food. All of a sudden, that became our life.
Didn't you try to reach home?
Some people did. Most of us were scared of what we'd find if we did get home, so we conveniently said we're stranded here anyways, and stayed. Oh, I know how stupid it sounds, but we managed to have fun in our little commune. I still had my guitar with me. We talked a lot about how we're gonna be famous, because we're the only living band in the world.
You played in a band.
I did. One of the few things I was better at than Tucker. He didn't have much talent, but he loved the idea of sex, drugs, and rock and roll, especially the first two. We were just stupid kids, not realizing what was going on. We paid the price for it the first time we saw a tin can. I was tuning my guitar when I heard a strange noise. I found out later that it was a T-400. Must have heard me play. It didn't even have the decency to look scary. Maybe if it did, we wouldn't have just stood there when it started firing.
What did you do?
I froze. I didn't run to help. I didn't scream. I didn't even move. I just stood there, like a coward. A tin can got Tucker with a single bullet. Bam, just like that. 7 other people died before we finally destroyed that thing. Ironically enough, I was the one who delivered the final blow. Safe to say, it was the beginning of a new era.
Over here! I'm telling you, I saw something.
What's happening, Private?
A couple of aerials flew in and dropped containers full of metals. They started shooting while our defense systems did nothing.
What about the doctor? Where's Alvin?
He's still out there.
All right.
There's one more thing. Before I got hit and dragged here, I saw something. I'm not sure, but I think it was one of our own soldiers that led Skynet's attack.
Sergeant, we're outnumbered, and they keep bringing more wounded. We don't stand a chance. We have to evacuate.
Is Alvin still there?
He is, sir.
Then we're not leaving. We have to bring him back and see what the hell is going on with those defenses, and brief Commander Barron on what's happening here. I'm moving out. You stay here with the wounded.
You want me to break the radio silence?
At this point, it doesn't matter, does it?
Understood. Go ahead, sir.
You two follow me. We have to reach those defense systems.
Yes, sir.
Spiders up ahead! Got it! Lead the way! This way!
Good to see you, Sergeant.
What's the status?
We got a defensive perimeter set up just down the road.
Doesn't seem to be working.
Skynet dropped reinforcements behind your back. Now they're between a rock and a hard place.
All right, we need to reach our guys. Let's clear the way. Before it reboots! to rescue the dog before those tanks reach us! Oh, shit! We're too late. They're already here. This is it!
Take care of those drones!
Wait here! I'll go get the doctor!
God, I'm actually glad to see you.
What happened here? Why are the defense systems not working?
They are working, but their target filtering has been reset to non-hostile. One of Baron's messengers came with the order to temporarily change it, so I did.
Baron's messengers. We need to leave now.
Yes, let's do that. I'm all for that.
Are you all right? We need to move.
You don't have to tell me twice. Escort secured.
Go!
I don't like this! I don't like any of this!
Ariel! Okay, go!
It's turning around! Right behind us!
Don't look back!
Good idea! You go talk to Commander Baron. I've had enough excitement for one day.
Hey, glad to see you alive. Thanks for sticking your neck out for us. I wanted to tell you that, you know, just in case.
Hey, are you all right? We just got the news about the attack. They're getting closer, aren't they?
Lay still. Don't move.
Thanks for getting us out of there, Sergeant.
Rivers, you want to explain to me what the hell happened?
We lost downtown.
I know that much. But how's that possible? What happened to our defense systems?
Alvin says one of our soldiers came with an order directly from you to reset the target settings for non-lethals.
He said what? All right, this is what I want you to do. Find whoever is responsible for sending that order. All the messengers have GPS tracking, so we're keeping tabs on their location. Find them and bring them to me.
Understood.
And Rivers, despite what I might say about our resident egghead, I truly have a hard time believing that my men are incompetent. So expect the unexpected. And you know what I mean by that.
Do you think the infiltrator's back?
We won't be sure until you find those messengers and confirm my suspicion.
Now that you mention it...
What?
One of our soldiers said that it looked as if one of our guys led Skynet's attack.
That only supports my case. As soon as you know what's going on, radio me.
You want me to break radio silence?
They have a head start on us. At this point, we can't afford to lose any time.
Who's Perry? You mentioned him before.
The best soldier I ever fought beside. He was the one who brought me into the Resistance. It's actually a funny story. Years ago, when I was just a kid, I saw a Skynet drone attacking some guy. Without thinking, I grabbed a rock and jumped on it. The guy was screaming the whole time while I beat the metal to the ground. Only when I was done did I realize he was trying to stop me.
You killed a drone with a rock?
I was young and stupid. Thank God the drone wasn't really armed, otherwise I wouldn't be here to tell you the story. He was a Resistance scientist, and that drone was one of his projects. So you can imagine he wasn't too happy when I smashed it to pieces. But he wasn't alone. There was this huge guy with a rifle on his shoulder, almost choking with laughter. It sure made his day.
Way to make a good first impression.
Sure is. That scientist later told me that was the first time he ever heard Perry laugh. Somehow, Perry and I connected. He taught me how to channel my anger and get it under control. He introduced me to Connor, and that's how I got to the 132nd.
Whatever happened to Perry?
Skynet got hold of our position. We had to leave our shelter. There were a lot of casualties, and he was one of them. He died a soldier. I'd never thought I'd be reminiscing about the day I met them. This may come as a surprise to you, but it was the first metal I ever destroyed.
I'm not surprised. You were still just a kid.
That doesn't mean I didn't have a kill count back then. It just consisted of people. But that's a different story.
Jacob, got a minute?
Patrick, you're up?
There are people who need help more than me. Anyway, I can't talk. I have to bring something important to Erin.
What's up?
I know you're busy, but I found something. Something I think you'll like. A tape from back in the day. I want to play it for you, but my boombox is busted, so if you're out there and find one that works, bring it to me, okay?
Can't you ask Jennifer or one of the other scavengers for help?
I already did, but they couldn't find anything. Just think about it, okay?
Jacob.
How are the wounded doing?
The few that came back, they're doing fine. We patched them up, and at this point we're just sitting and waiting.
What's on your mind?
Ever since you asked me about Peter, I can't stop thinking about him. Like a teenage girl. That's your fault, young man.
Have you tried looking for him?
I've looked for him for a while. I went to the place where we said we'd meet if we ever got separated. But he wasn't there. Maybe it's stupid. Maybe I should stop thinking about him. He's probably dead by now. God knows he can't take care of himself.
Do you want to find him?
Sometimes I think I should drop everything and go. I would get an earful from Baron, but she's nothing I can't handle. Anyway, what I didn't tell you before is that during Judgment Day, I lost a child. Our child. I don't know if it would have happened anyway, but I like to blame the machines for that. I think that Peter felt with Taylor we were given a second chance. God, he's still out there waiting for me, isn't he? Probably sitting in his rocking chair back in our house in Hollywood Hills. Oh, where the hell are you, Peter?
Need anything?
Can I see your hardware? Wasn't expecting to find you here. You always seem to be out these days.
Yeah, that's true. Lately I've been making extra runs to stock up on resources. Truth is, I was even thinking about leaving. But right now, I'm just waiting for my team to head back to downtown to look for other survivors. Let's hope there still are some.
I see that Patrick's doing better.
He is. He's a fighter. Certainly has more courage than I do.
Why did you want to leave?
In the face of what's going on now, it will sound stupid, but just got to be a bit much, you know? With Patrick hurt, I started to wonder if I'm even doing him any good by sticking around. I've been trying to protect him all this time, but I couldn't. I've proven that much already. First in Pasadena, then at our hideout. I was thinking that maybe he'd be safer here at the shelter. But don't worry, I changed my mind since.
Is there something on your mind?
Actually, I have a secret to tell you. You've a fan. Patrick really looks up to you. It's good for him to have a role model. And I don't think he could have chosen better.
Thank you. It means a lot.
Are you kidding? It's the least I can do for helping us all this time. If you hadn't found us back in Pasadena, I don't know what would have happened. Well, actually I do. Exactly what the others said would happen. People were talking about the Annihilation line months before it came. My father, of course, tried to turn it all into a joke.
Knowing your father, it couldn't have been a good joke.
No, it really wasn't. But I wanted to believe him. I think we all did. He tried very hard to keep everyone from worrying. Maybe a little too hard. You could feel the mood change at the house. The community my father tried to build started falling apart. Fewer and fewer people were coming by. And if they did, they weren't always friendly. We started to notice things going missing. Little things at first. People got nervous. And with time, it even got to my father.
Did it ever get to you?
Of course it did. For the first time in my life, there were only the three of us at the house. After a while, my father changed the sign from welcome to beware. He put a lock on the door and started carrying a shotgun. I didn't even know he owned a gun. He always said he didn't believe in them. He wanted us to leave our house and run, but he didn't want to listen. Said it was the only place he could keep us safe. Thanks for letting me spill my guts like that.
Okay, I'm seeing 2 GPS trackers. Those should be our guys. What the hell are they doing here? More plasma containers. Looks like Skynet's here for good. flamethrower. If I could get close enough to take a picture. seems to be coming from here. Upstairs. Who left this here? It's probably a trap. Better be worth it, Ryan. That's where the outpost used to be. I hope that destroying it slowed them down at least. Radio. Baron was right. Skynet's listening. Time to look for the second tracker. another storage facility. Take care of it. I think I'm getting closer. It's got to be here. They got him too. His goggles look intact. Let's see the last picture he took. The infiltrator. It's back. Baron was right. Commander!
Talk to me.
They're dead. Everything turned out the way you said it would.
Copy that. Get out of there. We need to figure out our next move. Let's meet at the docks. Get there as soon as possible. Over and out.
Why would she give out our location?
still alive? Good. Apparently Skynet's got a real hard-on for you, so we figured why not use you as bait.
Aren't you afraid that Skynet will bring a lot of firepower if they know we're both here?
Afraid? No. Prepared for that eventuality? Yes. We've got eyes on the ambush site from every angle. If anyone shows up, it means they were listening.
What if it's one of our guys, or just a scavenger?
Too bad. We can't have anyone or anything sabotage our plan. Not this time.
This time?
We were very close once before. For years, we've been preparing for the final attack. But it took just one man to fuck everything up. That day, Perry, our previous field commander, died, and I inherited control of South Division. Since then, I've been making sure that no one fucks up again.
We've got movement.
Take position. What do you have?
A hooded man's walking down the street. Might be a scavenger.
Rivers, you saw him. Is it the same model? Is it the infiltrator?
I can't tell.
We're waiting for your signal.
I think that might be it.
Think?
Good enough for me.
Cease fire! Cease fire! Target down! I repeat, target down!
Go check him!
Eyes on the target. Proceed with caution.
Is he dead?
What the fuck? It's the target!
You can't get away. Fire at will!
He's in the open!
It's in the open! It's a fucking machine!
Plasma rifle! I want it!
It won't fucking die!
Shoot!
Commander! We got it. We finally got it.
Good job, Rivers. Stay there. We're on our way.
There was no doubt anymore. Skynet had created a cybernetic organism. It was designed to blur the line between a man and a machine. People started to think that there were Terminators amongst us, wolves in sheep's clothes. Some of us left, even though we hadn't seen any other infiltrators yet. Or at least, we didn't think we had. And that fear of not knowing was what turned the tide of this war. That night, Skynet won.
Dad? Dad? Are you there? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
What is this place?
It's a school I attended before Judgment Day.
Why are we here?
You know why.
Dad, it doesn't matter.
Come on. It's your birthday, of course it matters. Besides, you're the one always saying that you're old enough to scavenge. Well, today, you actually are.
But we're not even supposed to be here. The Resistance said Skynet was around here.
I wouldn't take everything John Connor says as gospel.
What do you have against him?
He used to be a real asshole. We went to school together. This school, actually.
You've met John Connor?
I didn't know him personally, but everybody knew about him. I guess this was just one of the schools he got expelled from. I doubt he'd remember it. Okay, it looks safe. You can follow me. You're already on your way here, aren't you?
I don't need you to babysit me, Dad.
Just get yourself over here. I need your help.
Were you a good student?
Yeah, not particularly.
Why am I not surprised?
Watch it.
Hey, Dad, I found some chemicals.
You have to dream bigger, kid, especially today.
I'm still taking them.
Oh, there you are. Now, let's start searching this place.
What are we even looking for?
A time capsule.
What's a time capsule?
Well, it's a box filled with letters, pictures, and other things that we buried when I was a student here.
Why did you bury it?
To preserve a piece of our lives, I guess. Since it's been in the ground this whole time, I'm hoping that it survived Judgment Day. If I'd known that the world would end just a couple of years later, I would have hidden something more useful in there. And again, no one could have predicted that.
What would you have hidden?
I don't know. A beer or something?
Here lies history. I think I found it.
Stand back. You know, back in my day, parents used to say that they wanted to give their children more than they had growing up. And since that won't be possible for you, I'd like you to have at least a taste of what I had. Okay, let's see what we've got. Here's something.
Really? A machine?
Yeah. We've got enough of those around here, don't we? Okay, what else is in there? Some baseball cards, a cassette tape.
Dad, I think we should go. I really don't need anything.
How about this? Huh. I know it's not much. Happy birthday, Jacob.
That's cool. Thanks, Dad.
Oh, look at this. That's a letter I wrote to myself.
What does it say?
Future Frank. That's me. If you don't teach your son to mind his own business, I'm going to be very disappointed with you.
Ha ha. Very funny.
I'll hang on to it for later.
Fine. Let's just go. It's not safe here.
Wait, there's something else here. Now, this one says that it needs to be hand-delivered. Let's see what's so important.
Dad, we don't have time for this. And it's not for you.
I doubt anyone's waiting for it.
How would you like it if a stranger read your letter?
Are you serious?
I'm just trying to follow your rules.
You know what? It's your birthday. I won't open it unless we find the proper recipient. It'll be our little project. I promise. Come here. Stay low. As soon as it comes closer, make a run for it, all right? Now go! Come on, Jacob! Stay close!
I'm right behind you.
Through here! Are you all right?
I'm fine. Just go.
Watch out!
Dad! Dad! Wake up! Can you hear me? Wake up! Oh no. I need to find a way out. You don't sound too good.
Don't worry about me. Get out of here. Understand?
But Dad!
I said get out of here. Get down into the sewers. I'll meet you there soon.
Dad? safe. Do you hear me? If you can hear me, please, let me know. Where are you?
Jacob!
You're hurt.
They're coming. We need to go. We're gonna be alright. Come on. Back! Move back!
Dad!
Jacob, run!
Sleeping on the job, I see.
What?
Can't say that it never happened to me. Oh, there they are. I knew I'd find them here. Are you okay? You were talking in your sleep.
Just a bad dream.
Baron's looking for you. We've got visitors that she wants you to meet.
Visitors?
A tech comm unit. At least what's left of it. Just a heads up. Something's going on. Everyone's walking around nervous.
Thanks.
They're waiting for you. Come back later and let me know what's happening.
I appreciate you taking us in, Commander.
I was sorry to hear about your team.
Fucking ambush. I'll write it in the report.
That can wait. New orders have come in for you.
Excuse me?
You're moving out right away.
We just lost 3 men. Me and Farrell need some time to recuperate.
I'm afraid that's not possible. Northridge Outpost has gone silent. You need to go there, find out what happened, and...
What? Check if their radio's on? You know that Skynet's been jamming our signal.
That may be true, but you'll still need to see to this personally.
What the hell's going on, Baron?
Look, it doesn't make sense to me either. I could have sent a team of my own. They'd already be there and we would know what went wrong.
So, why didn't you?
Because the order's coming directly from John Connor. He insisted it be you.
Okay, so what's the plan?
Go to Northridge, find out what happened. Then escort the people there back to safety. Their withdrawal is long overdue.
Word is that you captured a new Terminator model.
That's right, an infiltration unit. Our top scientist is running an analysis on it as we speak.
Does that have anything to do with this mission?
The last we heard from Northridge was that they liberated a group of scavengers, so that's certainly a possibility.
I see.
Jacob Rivers here helped us capture the new model. He'll be joining you, along with Evans, as per Connor's request.
Okay, Rivers. So you can tell an infiltrator from one of us. What else can you do? So you're a marksman? Good. We need sharp eyes out there. All right. Check the supply crate and gather your equipment. Looks like we're moving out soon. Get ready. We got a long drive ahead of us. Any questions before we leave, Rivers?
Why do you think John Connor selected us for this mission?
He must have his reasons, he always does. To be perfectly honest, I learned a long time ago not to ask too many questions.
Why?
He's got this uncanny ability of putting the right people in the right places at the right time. That's a great skill to have when you're the commander of the entire Resistance. So when John Connor vouches for you, I already know you'll do your job well.
What do you think about this mission?
In normal circumstances, I would say that the mission is straightforward. But I would have appreciated some advance warning.
But these are not normal circumstances.
Nothing is normal when Connor's involved. You're gonna learn that very soon.
What do you think about the team?
Corporal Farrell's a good fighter. I've been working with her for years. You and Evans? I'll wait until I know you better. But I'll postpone the introductions till we're on the road.
I'm ready.
So, how did it go?
I'm joining Kyle Reese. We're moving out right away.
I thought that was him. So what's he like?
He seems strict.
I've heard that about him. But if him being strict makes you return in one piece, then I'm all for it.
What were you looking for back there?
Just some toys. Erin wants to prep a field hospital for the children, so she asked me to grab whatever I can. She's hoping to bring some normalcy to the shelter. Ever since they brought that machine in, everyone's been on edge. Why do you ask?
That toy soldier looked familiar.
Do you want me to put it aside so that other kids don't play with it while you're out? I can do that. Just say the word.
So, what's on your mind?
Yeah. I wanted to ask you. You trust those guys, right? You stood face to face with that Terminator. So you'd recognize if something was wrong? I'm sorry. I shouldn't be putting any ideas in your head. It's the atmosphere around here lately. I think it's getting to me, too.
They're waiting for me.
Take care, Jacob.
Rivers, a word with you. Seems like you've been appointed a special task, alongside Kyle Reese, no less. Just so you know, regardless of what happens, there's always a place for you here.
There's something wrong.
Every once in a while, an assignment comes along that nothing can prepare you for. I fear that this might be such an assignment. I hope that Connor made a wise decision selecting you for this mission. Besides, I need all the bodies I can get here. Any other questions?
What's the status on that second-generation plasma rifle?
Alvin is still working on it.
So, there's a chance he'll have that gun ready before my return.
I wouldn't hold your breath. Our professor doesn't have a stellar record when it comes to reprogramming Skynet technology. We're still looking for a Spider Scout he lost somewhere in the shelter.
What if he can't hack that plasma?
I don't even want to think about the alternative at this point.
What can you tell me about Kyle Reese?
He's Connor's right-hand man. Can't blame him for wanting to keep Reese close. He's a great soldier, completely devoted to the cause.
Did you serve together?
Yes, we did. We used to serve under Perry. Back then, we were naive enough to think that T-600 rubbers were as bad as things could get. Good times. After that, I became the field commander, and he joined the North Division. Now we only catch each other between missions. He's too busy doing special tasks for Connor.
Who's Evans? I've never seen him before.
He joined us not too long ago. He's a survivor from another division, just like you. A sharpshooter. That's all I know, since he doesn't talk much, which I appreciate.
Can we trust him?
He could ask me the same question about you. If you're concerned, you can always take it up with Connor. He appointed him to this mission in the first place. Good luck, soldier.
Heading out already.
All set? Rivers, open the gate. We're moving out.
We're approaching Northridge.
All right. It's a good time to bring everyone up to speed. This is a rescue mission, as simple as it gets. We go in, secure the perimeter, and prepare the evacuation. I don't want anyone to draw Skynet's attention. We're not prepared for that. We keep our heads down and evacuate those people to safety.
What if there's no one to evacuate?
Care to elaborate, Corporal?
Outposts don't stay silent for that long. If no one's been reporting in, I'd expect to find the remains of a massacre, sir.
I think introductions are in order. The Eternal Optimist sitting next to me is Corporal Farrow, an explosive specialist. Sergeant Rivers and I have already been introduced. What about you, Evans? What's your story?
I've read your file. You're the sole survivor from the 113th, right?
113th? I've heard about it. How'd you manage to escape?
Supposedly he took down a T-800 with his bare hands.
That's impossible.
That's what I'm saying.
Is it true? Did John Connor select us for this assignment?
That's right.
I'd like to meet him.
Complete the mission and you just might. We're getting close. Get ready.
Northridge is up ahead. Evans, give us the sitrep.
No signs of any resistance soldiers at the gate.
Not good.
3 T-600 approaching 1 o'clock.
T-600? They're still around?
Let's not get sloppy. We don't know what's behind that gate. This is a TechCom mission. I want us to move fast. I want us to be efficient. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now let's clear the area. Evans, you want to start us off?
Affirmative.
Everyone on me!
Target acquired. Target down.
Down! Keep firing!
Taking it down. Done. Targets to your right.
Keep firing!
Affirmative. Target down.
Return fire! Running low on ammo! Here they are! Goddamn piece of junk!
Clear! Farrell, Rivers, follow me!
Drones.
I see him! Evans, container!
Target acquired.
Eyes open! Low on ammo!
Taking it down.
God!
Target down.
Opening the gate!
Watch your back!
More hostiles inside!
Where the hell is everyone? There's no one here. No bodies. No nothing.
Come out! Keep your heads down! Here they are! Fucking tin cans! Keep your heads down! Stay down!
Let's move. We need to get to the basement. That's where they'd have taken their stand. If anyone's left alive, they'll be there.
There's more of them here!
There they are!
Return fire!
Running low on ammo!
Keep firing!
Fuck you!
Let's move! Downstairs! Evans, you stay there and watch for reinforcements.
Understood.
This way! All right,
Everyone get ready. 2 in front!
Down they go!
Stay frosty! We don't want to shoot friendlies!
If there are any friendlies left alive, the doors to the garage are wide open.
What the fuck is going on, Sergeant? Where is everyone? Let's clear the area first. Enemies coming from the left!
Give him hell!
Watch the flanks!
Got you covered!
Keep firing!
Got your back!
Come out! Rivers, you see that door? On it! Step back!
Haven't seen that rubber face in a while.
Keep firing!
Down!
That's the last one.
Evans, how's it looking on your side?
That's all of them.
Then secure the perimeter.
What do we do now?
We need to report this. Find a radio station, and keep your eyes open.
Yes, sir.
No bodies? This doesn't make any sense.
Nothing. No radio station here.
should be it. Sergeant, found a radio station upstairs.
I understand you're not happy with the situation, but for now you'll have to stay put. At least until I discuss your next move with Connor. Is that clear?
Yes, Commander. Awaiting further instructions.
Over and out.
All right. Looks like we're turning in for the night. I understand that not everything went as planned today. There's still a lot of unanswered questions here. But for now, get some rest. Tomorrow will be when the real work starts.
Yes, sir.
Rivers, do you have a moment? I need to talk to you about your performance today.
Sir.
You're very efficient. Reliable. That's good. That'll keep the other members of the team motivated. Hasn't been that way in a while, so I appreciate your contribution even more. That's it, Rivers. Keep it up.
Yes, sir. Sarge, any new orders from HQ?
Not yet. For now, we're on our own. I have Farrow searching for any intel we may have missed yesterday. We'll see what comes up.
What do we know so far, sir?
I've been analyzing the intel that we have. We got some theories, but nothing concrete. I'm curious to hear what you think happened here. Where do you think those people went?
Baron mentioned they were waiting for evacuation. Maybe they already left.
That was my initial thought, too. But one thing kept bothering me. An entire outpost wouldn't just move unsupervised. They would need a squad from another division to guard them to safety. That's the protocol. The escort is required to report that they secured the convoy. So if someone came for those people, we would have known about it. Unless, of course, someone decided to break protocol. As you can see, there's a lot to unpack here, and questions keep piling up. At this point, we just have to keep our eyes open. Speaking of which, do you mind checking on Farrow? I'm waiting for a status report from her.
Yes, sir.
God damn it!
What's up?
I'm trying to get inside the armory, but I suck at this. I'd love to do it the usual way and blow this door wide open, but Reese doesn't want us to make too much noise. Can you help me? Job, Rivers. Huh. Bummer. There's barely anything left. Looks like I lost a bet.
You mentioned a bet. What'd you mean?
Evans has a theory that people here packed and left. I didn't think much of it at first. But an empty armory certainly is a head-scratcher. I guess we've got to keep looking. Speaking of which, I'm supposed to do a sweep of the entire area, but there's a back room on the ground floor that I couldn't get into. It's blocked by a bunch of stuff that I couldn't move. Can you grab Evans and see if the two of you can clear it?
Sure. I'll let him know. What do you think about this whole situation?
I think it's obvious something fucked up happened here. I'm just mad at myself that I didn't see this coming.
How so?
Well, whenever Reese gets a direct order from Connor, something's off. I don't know what the deal is between them. They always keep their cards close.
So, this happens a lot?
More than I'd like it to, that's for sure. I just wish Reese included me since I'm always on these missions anyway.
What's Reese like? You've worked with him for a long time.
You want to know what Kyle Reese is like? He's like stone or steel. Nothing ever gets to him. For better or worse.
What do you mean?
This is the first time we've been able to take a minute to ourselves since the failure of our last mission, you know? And he's been up all day trying to figure out our next move. He's able to just disconnect, work himself tirelessly, as if nothing happened. Even if a lot of shit happened.
I'm sure it's because he cares for his people.
I'd say that he cares for the mission more than his people. And here I am trying to hold it together, thinking about the people we lost, and not doing a good job at it. Well, you wanted to know about Reese, not me. That's what he's like.
Rivers, report to the communications room when you have a minute.
Yeah?
Pharaoh mentioned there's a back room nearby that needs checking. Can you help me? She said it's a two-man job.
Just let me know when.
How did you know we wouldn't find anything in that armory?
I've been trying to work on the car, but the garage here is missing some tools. The only things still lying around here are what the protocol deems inessential equipment. The things that are supposed to be left behind during an evacuation. Those people were packed and ready to go.
Do you think it's safe to stay here?
That group of T-600s that we destroyed yesterday is a discontinued infiltration unit. They tend to malfunction. I doubt they're still connected to Skynet, so they couldn't give out our location. We're safe here. Having said that, I don't like the direction we're inching towards.
North?
Yeah.
I'm ready. Let's go and see what's in that room. So, is it true what they said in the car? That you took down a Terminator with your bare hands?
It's true.
How'd you do that? I didn't even know someone could do that.
I was angry. Now focus. We have a job to do. This is it.
How do you want to do this?
Oh. Check what's inside. I'm heading back.
Is this where you are? Sarge, I've got a hold of some intel regarding someone who used to live just outside the shelter. Permission to follow the lead.
Permission granted. Just remember we don't want to alert Skynet to our presence here, so I need you to move undetected.
Copy that. This doesn't make any sense. Resistance soldiers came to evacuate me? I need to report this to Reese.
Sergeant, what's going on?
Someone used an emergency broadcast system to deliver a message.
One of ours?
Judging by how inaccurate the message is, it's more likely sent by a civilian.
One of our missing residents?
That's what we'll need to figure out. It's our best lead so far.
I found something. A note from someone who witnessed Northridge being evacuated.
By what appeared to be resistance soldiers.
That's right.
That's what I was afraid of. Good job, Rivers. Now that we're certain of what happened here, there's no other way but to follow the signal.
Then we're moving out soon?
No. We leave at dusk. I don't want us to move around in daylight. Oh, and Rivers? There's something else about that message that concerns me. It's been sent from somewhere inside Bakersfield.
Isn't that just on the edge of the Annihilation line?
That's right. We're moving out as soon as it gets dark. Now's the time to rest. We've received permission from HQ to follow the signal. Next stop is Bakersfield. That's 2 hours away from the nearest resistance outpost.
So if it gets too heated, there's no chance of support?
That's right. Anyone have a problem with that?
No, sir.
I've got one thing, Sarge.
Farrell?
Shotgun.
Shotgun? I only brought my rifle.
Okay, forget it.